previous lecture, we talked about entomophily. What is entomophily? Pollination by insects. In today's lecture, we'll talk about the remaining types of biotic pollination, like pollination by birds, ornithophily, pollination by ants, myrmecophily, pollination by snails, malicophily. All that we will discuss in today's session. So, we'll start first with ornithophily. Ornithophily. Do you remember what is ornithology? Ornithology is study of birds, right? Then ornithophily means pollination by birds, we can tell. Ornitho means bird. Phily means love. So altogether ornithophily is pollination done by birds. You can see the pictures here. This is hummingbird which is collecting the pollen grains from the begonia flower. Okay. So, ornithophily means it's pollination done by birds. Now, ornithophily is not that frequent as that of entomophily. Ornithophily is a rare phenomenon, we can tell, and all the birds cannot participate in ornithophily. There are some specialized birds which can only help in pollination. Those birds have some special characters, like the bird should be small in size, the bird should have long beak. We can tell only few birds participate in bird pollination. Only few birds participate in bird pollination, and those birds should have long beak. You can see here also it is having long beak, and here also it is having long beak, and it should be small in size. So, birds should be small in size and should possess long beak, right? Should possess long beak also. Now, if we have to list down the birds which are participating in ornithophily, means the common type of birds are, the common type of birds which help in ornithophily are, one is sunbird and the other one is hummingbird. The common type of birds which help in ornithophily are, one is sunbird, other one is hummingbird. Now, other birds also, what are the examples of the other birds? Other birds like, crow also will help. Crow will help. Bulbul will help. Parrot also helps in ornithophily. Myna bird also will help in ornithophily. Okay. So, these are the other birds which also help in ornithophily, but the common type of birds are sunbird and hummingbird. Sunbird sits on the flower and will do pollination, whereas hummingbird is hanging in front of the flower and will do pollination. So, sunbird, it sits on the flower or it sits on the shoot and will do pollination, whereas hummingbird, it hangs in front of the flower. It hangs in the front of the flower and helps in pollination. Now, we have listed the birds which help in ornithophily. Now, we have to list down the plants which participate in ornithophily. Now, the examples of plants. The examples of plants which help in ornithophily are, one is bombax. Bombax is called as silk cotton. The first plant is bombax. It is called red silk cotton plant. Red silk cotton plant is one example. There we wrote begonia, right? Is another example. Butea, which is called flame of the forest, is another example. The flowers are like, there will be like a flickering light, so it's called the flame of the forest. This is another example. Bombax, begonia, butea, callistemon. Callistemon. Callistemon is called as bottle brush, is a popular example. Now, the speciality about this bottle brush plant is it is pollinated by birds also, it is even pollinated by insect also. Bottle brush is even pollinated by insect also. So, this might be asked as a question. Name that plant which can participate both in insect pollination and bird pollination, means it is Callistemon. Another example is lobia. Lobia is another example. So, there are so many plants, we are just listing some. Agave plant, Grevillea plant are also the examples of ornithophyll. Agave we can go. Grevillea is another example. So, what are the examples? Bombyx, Begonia, Butea, Lobia, Agave, Grevillea are the examples of the plants which participate in ornithophyll. Just let's have a quick recap. We are talking about the next pollination which comes under biotic agent, ornithophyll. It comes under biotic pollination. It is pollination by birds. Pollination is done by birds. All type of birds are not suitable. There are some specialized category of birds which can only participate in pollination, like those birds should be small in size and they should have long beaks, and the pollen grains will stick on their surfaces. Now, the common type of birds which participate in ornithophyll are sunbird and hummingbird. Sunbird sits on the flower to collect the pollen grains, whereas hummingbird hangs in front of the flower and collects the pollen grains. The other type of birds, you can take crow, bulbul, parrot and myna are also the examples. Now, the plants which participate in ornithophyll are Bombyx we can tell, Callistemon we can tell, Begonia we can tell, Butea, Lobelia, Agave, Grevillea. All these are the plants which participate in ornithophyll. Take a screenshot, then we will talk about the characteristics of bird pollinated plants or flowers. Right? Now, when we have to list down the characters of ornithophilous flowers. Now, the bird which is flying very high, if it has to locate the flower, means the flower should be colorful, the flower should be big, the flower should be attractive. And since the bird is sitting, sometimes the bird sits, so the flower should be strong also, it should be leathery also, right? All these are the characters. Let us write down the characteristics of ornithophilous flowers. Characteristics of ornithophilous flowers. See, the first character we are telling is flower should be colorful. Flower should be brightly colored. Flowers are brightly colored. Which colors are better attracted, means blue color, red color, orange color and yellow color will be attracted by birds. Which colors? One is blue, other one is red, orange and yellow. Now, why do the bird comes towards the flower, means to collect nectar or to eat the parts, edible parts of the flower. So, the flower should secrete abundant nectar. Entomophilous flowers also will secrete nectar, but the insect is small. So, little amount of nectar if it secretes, it will be sufficient. But bird is big, right? When compared to the size of the insect, bird is big. So, like ornithophilous flower should secrete abundant nectar. So, flowers should secrete abundant nectar, and flowers, floral parts we can tell are edible. The floral parts are eatable. To eat those things only the bird will come. It should have nectar, it should be brightly colored. Since the bird is sitting on that, the flower should be strong and leathery. The flower should be strong and leathery. This is also the characteristic of Ornithophilus flowers. Scent, is it required? Insect will identify the scent, but birds will not identify the scent. So, scent is not required. And in some cases, the corolla will be funnel shaped, so that the bird's beak can go inside. While it is going inside to collect the nectar from the nectaries, this is the stamen, it drops the pollens on its beak. Okay. So, we are telling that some flowers have funnel shaped corolla. Funnel shaped corolla, right? They are having funnel shaped corolla, and then we can tell scent is absent, scent is not required. Children, all these are the characteristics of ornithophily. So, in the previous lecture, we discussed entomophily, which is a common type of biotic pollination. Now, here we started with bird pollination, ornithophily. We have listed the birds also, we have listed the plants also. Here, some 5 characters, we have seen the characteristics of ornithophilous flowers. Now, the next pollination is chiropterophily. What is that? Chiropterophily. Pollination by bats is called as chiropterophily. It is pollination by bats. Pollination by bats is called chiropterophily. Now, bats are nocturnal. They are flying mammals, right? So, bats are nocturnal. So, bats will pollinate those flowers which are night blooming, right? So, bats are nocturnal, flying mammals which pollinate. What are they pollinating? They are pollinating night blooming flowers. Night blooming flowers. They pollinate night blooming flowers since they are nocturnal. Now, bats can travel very fast to long distances. So, bats can carry the pollen grains even up to 30-40 kilometers also. Bats can even carry pollen grains even up to how much? 30 kilometers also. So, chiropterophily is pollination by bats. Now, pollination by bats, bats are nocturnal animals. They are flying mammals. They pollinate which type of plants? Day blooming plants or night blooming plants? Night blooming plants. And they fly very fast. They can carry the pollen grains up to 30 kilometers also. Take a screenshot. Then we will list down the characteristics of chiropterophilous flowers. Right? So, we are talking about chiropterophily. Now, we need to see the characteristics of bat pollinated flowers. Let us see the characteristics of bat pollinated flowers. Characteristics of bat pollinated flowers. One character we told, they should be night blooming flowers. Night blooming, because bats come in the night time only, usually after the sunset. Then these flowers in the night time, color cannot be identified. So, they will be dull in color. So, flowers are in dull colors. Flowers are in dull colors. And then we can tell, like bats, they prefer fermented odors. Now, they have the flowers should have strong fermented odor or fruity odor. So, the flowers have strong fermenting odor, or the flowers should have fruity odor. then also they are pollinated by bats. And then bats, why are they coming towards the flower? To collect the nectar, to collect the edible pollen grains. Means here again the nectary should be more. So we told entomophilous flowers will secrete little nectar. Ornithophilous flowers will secrete more nectar. Chiropterophilous flowers will secrete even more nectar. So abundant nectar glands. Abundant nectar glands, abundant than ornithophilous flowers also, and abundant pollen grains also. They eat pollen grains, no? So abundant pollen grains also. Now come on, from where are the pollens produced? They are produced from the stamens. Means abundant stamens should be there on the flower. If we take an example of Adansonia, one Adansonia flower, imagine how many stamens will it have? It will have 15,000 to 2,000 stamens. See the enormous nature here. So one Adansonia flower, not the plant. One Adansonia flower possesses 1500 to 2000 stamens. It possesses 1500 to 2000 stamens. If these many stamens are there, then how many pollen grains will be released from this? So abundant nectar, abundant pollen grains, and then flower should be large and stout because bat also sits on the flower. So the flowers should be large and stout. The flower should be large and stout. Now we have to list down the examples for Chiropterophilous flowers, bat pollinated flowers. The examples are Kigella, so one plant is, one minute. One is known as Kigella, other one just now we wrote Adansonia. Kigella is one plant which is pollinated by bats. Adansonia is another plant which is pollinated by bats. Then Anthocephalus. Anthocephalus is another plant which is pollinated by bats. And the last one is Begonia. Children, these are the plants which are pollinated by bats. Bat pollination is called chiropterophily. The plants which are pollinated by bats are Kigella pinnata, Adansonia, Anthocephalus and Begonia are the examples. The characters of bat pollinated flowers are, the flowers should be night blooming. The flowers will be of dull colors because in night bright colors are not identified. The flowers should have a strong fermenting odor because bats prefer that odor, or it can be a fruity odor. Now, fruity odor means for this fruity odor, insects will come. Now, to eat this insects, bats will come. To eat the insects, bats will come. Then, abundant nectar glands, bats will take the nectar, or abundant pollen grains. So, for example, if you take a plant called Adansonia, one flower has 15,100 to 2,000 stamens. The flower should be large because bat sits on it. Examples are Kigella is one example, Adansonia, Anthocephalus and Begonia. Take a screenshot, we will continue. So we finished ornithophily, we finished chiropterophily. What are the other types of pollination? Quickly, let us have a glance on those types also. Have you heard of malacophily? Have you heard of malacophily? What is malacophily? Pollination by snails, right? Malacophily is pollination by snails. Now, the examples of the plants which are pollinated by snails are, one is the snake plant, other one is aurum lilies, and the third one are aroids. These are the plants which are pollinated by Snails. What are the plants? First one, arum lilies, aroids, and snake plant. Now, snake plant scientific name is Erythemia. What's the scientific name? Is pollinated by snails. It is called as Malicophily. Have you heard of Myrmecophily? Myrmecophily is pollination by ants. It is pollination by ants. Of course, ants comes under insects. Insect pollination is called entomophily, but they have given a specific term for ant pollination, and that is called as Myrmecophily. Examples for Myrmecophilous plants are mango. Near the mango inflorescence, so many ants will be there, and Polygonum. Now, the plants which are pollinated by ants are, one is mango, other one is Polygonum is the other example. Now, pollination by snails is called Malicophily, pollination by ants is called Myrmecophily, pollination by snakes is called Ophiophily. Ophiophily. What is it? It is pollination by snakes. Example, xanthalum, sandalwood. Okay, snake goes to its perfume. So, xanthalum is pollinated by snakes, which is called as Ophiophily. And pollination by non-flying mammals is called as Thriophily. What is this? This is pollination by non-flying mammals. Like, what are the examples? Lemurs, rodents, right? Elephant shrews. These are the examples of non-flying mammals, even squirrels. So, pollination by squirrels, lemurs, rodents, elephant shrews is called as Thriophily. Example for Thriophilous plant is, it is Mucuna. It is a member of Fabaceae. It is a member of Fabaceae. Okay. So, what did we see so far? In the starting, we have seen pollination by birds, which is Ornithophily. After that, we have seen pollination by bats, which is called Chiropterophily. Pollination by snails, which is called as Malicophily. Pollination by ants, which is called as Myrmecophily. Pollination by snakes, which is called as Ophiophily. Pollination by squirrels and non-flying mammals is called as Thriophily. With this, we completed the biotic and abiotic agents of pollination in detail with the examples of the plants and with the examples of the agents also. In the next session, we will talk about contrivances of self-pollination and contrivances of cross-pollination, which is called as outbreeding devices. Hope the content is informative. If you like the content, like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.